Hi everyone, a very good morning to you. Brenda posted a really good question in the support forum the other day, and it was about, is it okay to use red wine in cooking? And I thought that was a really good question to answer here so that everybody gets the benefit from that, from some of these thoughts. The answer is it's going to be different for everyone. For some people, it's going to be perfectly okay to cook using alcohol. And for other people, that's going to be really tricky to manage, especially in the early days of stopping drinking. And it's really difficult to give one answer for everybody and to give one piece of advice to everybody because it is going to be different for you all. In my own case, I simply made a conscious decision that I don't drink alcohol. I'm a non-drinker. So there was a kind of switch that flicked in my head between I was someone who had a difficult or an unhealthy relationship with alcohol to someone who simply doesn't drink. Once I'd made that switch, I was someone who didn't drink. Now that didn't affect my ability to use alcohol in recipes. Because in my mind, my association with alcohol, or the problem that I had with alcohol, was about drinking and getting drunk. And that was physically done through the act of opening a bottle, pouring a bottle and drinking. And it was all about getting pissed, getting drunk. Whereas for me, the cooking and preparing of a meal and all the ingredients and using some red wine or whatever in my cooking was a completely different thing. That was a separate thing to the actual drinking and getting drunk. So becoming a non-drinker for me, someone who just doesn't drink alcohol, doesn't affect my ability to use alcohol in preparing meals. However, only you will know how this works for you. And for some people, that might be too tricky. For some people, to actually open a bottle of wine and use it in a recipe with the fumes, the smells, the associations that might bring, might be too much of a challenge to deal with, particularly in the early days of stopping drinking. Only you know kind of what those associations are in your mind and whether these are two separate things for you or whether they're kind of merged together and you'd rather just stay away from it altogether. So if you notice yourself and you think to yourself, yeah, I'm okay, I can use wine in my cooking, cider in my cooking, whatever it might be, and you notice yourself then thinking or imagining it as an excuse to get some alcohol into your body, and there's a kind of sneaky little voice in the back of your mind or somewhere in you that's kind of, yeah, great, get a bit of alcohol into my body. That's a warning sign. I think if that's happening, you're probably best to steer clear of using alcohol full stop, at least for a while, until you're more unconsciously comfortable with your not drinking behaviours. So I hope that makes sense. It's not one size fits all. You are the person that best knows yourself, and you will know what's motivating you to use wine in your cooking, whether that's a sneaky underhand way of getting some alcohol into you, or whether that's a perfectly healthy and completely separate thing. You're just creating a tasty meal and using wine as an ingredient, and that's perfectly healthy and okay, and it's a completely separate thing to the act of actually drinking and getting drunk. Only you'll be able to answer that question for yourself. But I hope it's given you food for thought. And if you've got any responses to that or any experiences related to that you want to share with us, do post them on the support forum. I'll look forward to catching up with you all soon. Bye for now.